The Chicago Bears have a new general manager, Ryan Poles, picked up at the airport by Chairman George McCaskey on Monday. On Tuesday, he took the job. They didn't let him go back to the airport. See, that's the key. You pick him up at the airport. You don't take him back to the airport so he can fly to Minnesota for his second interview. They got the deal done at the conclusion of their second interview with Ryan Poles. He comes from Kansas City, where he was the executive director of player personnel. He worked in the Kansas City front office for 13 years, and he's still not 40 years old. He was the director of college scouting in 2017 when they traded up to get Patrick Mahomes. So maybe he's the guy that put Patrick Mahomes on Brett Veach's radar screen. We know that Veach is the one who banged on the table for Andy Reid to get his attention, to get him to go after Patrick Mahomes. But Ryan Poles, a part of that structure and apparatus in Kansas City, now becomes the general manager of the Chicago Bears. And hey, look, we've been to Chicago. It's a special town.
Yeah.
They love the Bears. It's amazing that they haven't had anything since 1985. A buddy of mine in Chicago said that the Packers losing to the 49ers Saturday night was the biggest win for the Bears since the 85 season. That's how little the Bears have had to celebrate in the past 35 years. So the fans are impatient, and rightfully so. And now they get their new beginning. They get Ryan Poles. Now they embark on a more refined search for a head coach, because they have been searching concurrently for a coach. And we'll see where they go from here.
Yeah, no, we'll see where they go. I mean, again, I don't know a ton about Ryan Poles. I don't think any of us do. That's where the interview process, comes in handy. But, the things I do like or do know about him, I mean, yeah, just like anything. Just like we talk with like a good coaching hire or other good GMs, it's where he came from. What's he been a part of? He's been a part of a place that has a process that obviously is tried and tried and true. Is that what I'm trying to say? Yeah, something like that. And the fact that they know how to evaluate football players. They know how to build a football team. It's the Kansas City Chiefs. They've been more than relevant ever since Andy Reid got there. I mean, the last 10 years, the Chiefs have been towards the top of football. And we know they went to another stratosphere once they got Patrick Mahomes. But, man, the quality of football players, some of the moves they made in the draft, some of the people Ryan Poles was around in his time there with Kansas City, whether it's, Chris Ballard or Dorsey or, of course, Brett Veach. And I'm missing some other names out there that I'm blanking out right now that were a part of that front office there. So this is what you'd want, I think, if you're a fan of a football team, is a guy that's come from a place that's had success, and then we've seen other tentacles, leave this place and also have success and see that they have an understanding of building a football team and an eye for talent. And that's where I like it. And that's they're going to need that, and that's going to come in handy in Chicago.
And you're right. He's coming from a great shop that has been an incubator for great football minds who have gone elsewhere. So you assume you've picked something up as a Ryan Poles in that environment, working there and thriving there. And clearly he did enough through 2 interviews to get the Bears to decide to give him the job. But here's one of the – and I'm not going to name names. I'm not going to call people out here. Maybe I'm in a good mood today. I don't know. But this is something we have to keep in mind. And we're always going to keep it authentic and real. As these jobs get filled, and this isn't directed at Ryan Poles or any specific individual, as these jobs get filled, what you will see is members of the media lavishing unreasonable praise on people about whom they directly know very little, if anything. Oh, what a great hire. This guy's going to be great. This guy, hey, Bears, you crushed it, baby. You killed it. You got a great one. Okay, they all can't be great, first of all. And even if they were all great, even if every coach and every general manager in the NFL is great, here's the reality. I was talking to somebody about this yesterday. You still have 272 regular season games that get played every year. You still have a winner and a loser of every game. No matter how great you are, for every good team, there must be a bad team. You can have 32 great head coaches and 32 great general managers, and it ultimately isn't going to matter because bounce of the ball, good call, bad call, gust of wind, injuries, you're going to be bad no matter how great you are. And again, I don't know why the hell anybody would want to do it. This is why Sean Payton may want to take his $40 million from Caesars or whoever and never look back. Because we can say all these hires are great, and you're going to have 9 new head coaches, more than 25% of the league, and they can all be perfect choices. And this is our 15-year guy. That's what Tony Dungy was saying the other day. You want your 15-year guy. But you may not make it 15 years because you're in the ultimate competitive cocoon where they're all in there fighting with each other. And you're gonna and some of these guys are getting fired after 2 or 3 years, no matter how good they are. That's what's both sad and so compelling about the sport, Chris.
No, it's brutal. It is absolutely brutal. It's across the board. Again, you could be a great player and you get caught on a crap team and nobody supports you or helps you or is around you. Nobody will know how great you are. I mean, listen, we're learning a little about Matthew Stafford right now. I mean, I think, you and I know we're psychos and we pay attention to the sport. But I think you have other people, the casual fan, who's going, wait, Matthew Stafford, he doesn't get to the play. He doesn't play like this. This is what did I see on Sunday? A guy that's playing better than everybody told me he's not good. No, he's just been in a tough situation. Now he's throwing lasers all over the field and he's got support and he's understanding how to play with the pressure or the bullseye on the back a little bit as far as, expectations. But that is, I mean, you said it right, Mike. It's brutal that way. It really is, and it's cutthroat, and things could be going all great, and you're thinking, wow, what a great career, and all of a sudden an injury happens to you or something happens to the football team, and it's never the same. It's crazy that way. I can speak to experience. I mean, I thought, oh, man, I'm in year 4. I'm going to play forever. I'm going to maybe get 15 years out of this. Boom, boom, boom. All of a sudden I lost a spleen. All of a sudden I'm almost dying. And all of a sudden I'm hanging on for my dear life to be in the NFL football world. I mean, really. The football's brutal. There's been like 5 people in the history of the sport who have retired and been like, man, I love my career and the way it went. It was awesome. I mean, it's like the limited few. I mean, it really is. Everybody else, even with good careers, is going, damn, that happened, this happened, damn, damn, damn. I mean, when you talk about, hey, Elway, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, I mean, we're talking about a select few of players at least where you go, they got to walk away and just be like, let me put my chest out and I'm the freaking man. That's rare. It's a lot on your brain, and it can torture you, the NFL football, for sure.
A few other facts about Ryan Poles. He signed with the Bears as an undrafted free agent in 2008, did not make the final roster, and played as an offensive lineman with Matt Ryan. Start the Matt Ryan to Chicago rumors, and I'm kidding because they have Justin Fields. But you know what I'd love to see? I'd love to see Ryan Poles' final assessment of Justin Fields from a year ago. I'd love to see that because these teams still scout the guys, even though they don't need a quarterback.
I would think it's
in
good.
Kansas City, they still scout these guys.
Right. No, I would think that that's part of the reason why he's there, is the fact that he probably does think of him, in a very high capacity. Again, the owner, they know what they got. They know what they gave up to get Justin Fields. I'm sure they don't want to hire a guy that goes, well, I don't know about this Fields guy. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think that's going to make ownership feel good about, hey, we're going to hire a guy that, doesn't like the guy that's the quarterback of our team and showed some talent, and we traded away a first-round pick. So I would think that was part of him being hired, is he's on board with Justin Fields and likes him and what he brings to the table. So that now it's just about what are they going to do, how are they going to fix it, where's it going to go from here. I think the thing I'm a little, I guess perplexed about with Chicago. I like the Ryan Poles hiring, certainly. The coaching candidate thing is one where I'm a little bit, I'm interested to see where it goes. Dan Quinn, Matt Eberflus, hey, good coaches, certainly. I don't know if they necessarily get my blood, pressure going, and I'm going, oh, wow, I can't believe this. This is amazing. The one thing I want to say is, man, the defensive coaching staff in Chicago and the defense, it doesn't fit Dan Quinn or Matt Eberflus. They've been in a 3-4 type of scheme, so you're going to have a time there that you're going to have to flip over the team a little bit to fit what they want to do. So there's that aspect of it. I am one that I can sit here and get behind Jim Caldwell more than the other two. I'll say that.
Well, look, Chris, here's the key.
Yeah.
You need somebody who is going to have a relationship with and be responsible for the development of the most important player on the roster, who is Justin Fields.
Right.
And here, I'm going to bang my drum as I've been banging it every year, and I apologize to all defensive coordinators out there, up to and including Coach Dungy, who was a defensive guy who was a great coach. But if you hire a defensive coordinator as your head coach and you have a great young quarterback who begins to fulfill his potential and the team becomes good, what happens?
Yeah.
Bye-bye to the offensive coordinator.
Right.
He becomes a head coach somewhere else. If your head coach is your de facto offensive coordinator and is the one who is developing that one-on-one relationship with your quarterback that you want to continue year in and year out, you don't have to worry about your quarterback being put on this revolving door of here's a new coordinator, here's a new coordinator, here's a new coordinator. You don't need that. You don't want that. You want that relationship between coach and quarterback to fuse together and remain in place for as long as possible. So that's why you need an offensive coach if you've got that young quarterback you're trying to develop. But if you don't have one now, you're probably going to have one later. That's why I just think, and again, all the defensive coaches are going to be pissed at me about it, but that's all right to be pissed at me for something else. I want my coach to be the guy who is directly responsible for the relationship with my quarterback, and it's more likely going to be an offensive guy.
Yeah, I hear you. I do. I think it's a very real factor across the NFL. I think it's in a lot of owners and, front office people's mind as far as that's concerned, because that is the new trend. It's always about the new hot young offensive coordinator. Let's get that guy to be our head coach. I get that. But I still go for the best candidate available. I'm not going to just go off of that. Again, I know, there's the Sean McDermotts of the world. That's worked out for Buffalo, and I understand. We're going to be seeing here with Brian Daboll and going, he could be out the door here. But hopefully Daboll's been there long enough to where there's a system in place to where now somebody can take over. Just like Andy Reid. He loses an offensive coordinator. Somebody comes up, they take over. We've seen that from these great coaching trees that way. That's what you hope to build if you do hire that defensive coach. Like Belichick. Oh, it was Charlie Weiss. Oh, wait, then we got McDaniels. McDaniels left for a little while. Oh, hey, here's Billy O'Brien. Okay, that works. McDaniels comes back. Okay, but hopefully that if you do hire that defensive coach, yes, they can find the right offensive mind that can implement a real system within your facility, in your organization, and then you just hope, fingers crossed, that that guy isn't gone after 1 year, which is more than likely that he won't be. But it is risky, to your point, as far as hiring that defensive coach, and then, oh no, we take off on offense, and all of a sudden that offensive coordinator might be gone after 1 year.
And you look, this is just one of the realities of the NFL. You want to have your quarterback, your young quarterback, in a position where you'll have that consistency, because guys can get ruined quickly. When you've got, remember Alex Smith is like every year there was a different coordinator. Every year there's a different offense. Every year there's a different this, there's a different that. You just want to have that continuity if you can get it.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.